Hey viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to So You're Being Hunted. This is episode 382. Walls and Grommet Challenge, full swing as usual. We've finally filled out the inventory, pack and all that, but problem is we've got a bit of a crisis looming on our hands because we need food, and we do not have food, which is going to be a bit of a problem. Where is the nearest jetty? Actually, it's probably best if I go in this sort of direction. No, not that direction, this kind of direction, towards what presumably is the North Island. I think that might be the shortest distance. 10 vitality, ladies and gentlemen, we are in trouble. So you see, this episode I was, going to save a topic of conversation, something I did over the Easter break when I was visiting family, because I mentioned it last episode. We went on a walk to Storth in Cumbria. And you know what, I'm going to talk about that now whilst I can, whilst my vitality is slowly dropping and descending. And hope that I just get time to talk about it, and that I don't die before I finish. So for anyone who's not familiar, Storth is a town in Cumbria. It's sat on the banks of like an estuary or whatever. But we weren't so much interested in the coast or things like that, because if you walk up the hills from where Storth is, basically you come across what is known as the fairy steps, and the fairy steps are quite interesting. Basically, you have to walk a bit of a way to get to them, but in essence, it's this cliff, and there's this really narrow flight of steps carved up them that you have to go up, and it's really narrow. It's like you have to turn sideways in order to get up them. But it was a good walk, because it was a crisp April morning. It was, the sun was out, a bit cool, but it wasn't too bad actually. It was quite nice. So we walked up out of the village of Storth, we went up into the hills, and then we made our way to the fairy steps, up and round on the summit of the hills, and then back sort of down again. Okay, vitality's at 1. I am about to fucking start starving to death because I literally have nothing. Right, I'm officially dying now, and oh my god, my health is dropping real fast, which is not good. I'm going to talk about Storth for as long as I can, whilst I have the opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. Really nice place. Cumbria in general is a nice place to go on walks and all that, because obviously it's, you get into the Lake District up there, and although Storth is a bit of a way off from the Lake District, it's, the lakes themselves, still a nice area, old sort of English countryside and all that. It's very lovely. In fact, what's the closest jetty here? We're going to go for this one, to the South Island. Yes, so we went up to Storth, had that walk up there, it was great. It's good if you particularly like walks in nature. And I'm sure actually, it'd probably be really nice to walk up there in summer when it's warm. And, the trees and the plants are in full bloom and all that. Probably be hella good. Right, we're going to go to the South Island, and I hope to hell that there is cheese or tea. This could be where the challenge ends, ladies and gentlemen, and we're not even fucking 10 minutes into the video, and already I'm coming up to just 40 health. Not gonna lie, I am not confident here. I think we're in trouble. I think this could be it. I think Wallace is not going to last very long in the world of So You're Being Hunted. Okay, jump cut whilst I go to the next island. Alright, actually, we got a problem. I can't travel whilst I'm starving. I had no idea that was a thing. Having said that, I've probably encountered that before and just completely forgot. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is it. The challenge is over, because as far as I'm aware, we searched this island top to bottom and there was nothing on it. Right, so, yeah, I don't think there's anything we can do. We are literally about to die. Man, our character starved so quickly. Hot damn. Good lord. Okay, well, Wallace survived for all of 51 minutes in the world of So You're Being Hunted, according to that time alive up there, but he slew 14 robots, so Wallace really went psycho. 4 food eaten, 2 teas drunk, died once. Well, shit. Well, you know what, we're going to load up the last save anyway, and just fucking... God, sorry, I had a bit of a moment. Freaking throat went a bit funny then. No, because... Oh, fuck, actually, you know what? Use that. Just use the fucking thing, so that way... Oh, that actually stops you dying. It stops your vitality going down. I had no idea about that. Okay, because, yeah, oh no, it does actually go down. Just really, okay, just eat the ham. There we go. Shove it down my mouth, and that as well. Because we're not doing the challenge anymore. We've officially failed the challenge, ladies and gents. The Wallace and Gromit challenge, too hard. If I was to do that again, I think we would probably need to maybe rework some of the rules to make it a bit simpler and whatever else have you. But we got 3 device pieces at the very least there, ladies and gents. So yeah, I just... because we've been recording for what, less than 10 minutes there? Maybe not even that. So, you know, I don't want the episode to be that fucking small. That would be unacceptable to me personally. So we're going to keep talking about my sort of topic of conversation and all that. But, you know, Storth always is a hell of a nice place to visit. You know, I've been up there a couple of times now with family. So last time I was actually up with my family before Easter, which was at Christmas time. You know, we went on a walk in the kind of lakes as well to Silverdale, which I probably talked about before, I think. But, you know, in that instance, we actually stopped off at Storth on the way back. Just, you know, park up by the waterfront and have a nice cup of tea. As you do. Because that's always the pleasure once you've been out for a big walk, big stroll through nature. You get back to your car and you have a big thermos of, you know, warm tea. Maybe a couple of biscuits or something that you packed. You can just sit down, relax, knob on some biscuits, drink some tea. Kind of like I am doing now, in fact. But yes, oh man, so if you're ever up in Cumbria, Storth is always well worth it. Go up there, go walk up to the fairy steps. Very nice. And I'm trying to think, you know, what else kind of, you know, you're just thinking of walks in general and places I've been with family and all that. So, you know, I mentioned that Christmas, and I probably mentioned this, like I said, in my post-Christmas roundup for this year. Or for last year, rather, I should say. You know, we went up to Silverdale as well. Silverdale's also a nice place. It's on the coast. Silverdale's fascinating because when you walk around it, you'll find a few sort of old, kind of like 18th, 19th century limestone kilns or whatever they were. It's quite a historic area of the country with like limestone quarrying going on the coast and all that. So that's always a good place to go to, especially if you like walking along the coast, like I said. The only thing with going for walks up in the northwest of England is you've got to sometimes pick your locations well. Because there are parts of northwest England which are, I'll be honest, they're a bit of a shithole. You know, and I'm not saying this because I'm some biased person who, you know, came there from another part of the country. No, I grew up in the northwest of England, okay? I am a northern Englishman through and through. If there's anyone who has a right to criticise the north of England, it is me, okay? I'm just saying right now there are parts of northwest England which are a bit shit, but there are other parts which are extremely beautiful. So for example, you know, people from outside of the northwest always rave about Blackpool. They always look at Blackpool and they go, oh, Blackpool's such a nice place, I want to go there. It's like, no, it fucking ain't, okay? As somebody who lived in the northwest who has been to Blackpool on a number of occasions, it's a fucking shithole. Sorry if there's anybody from Blackpool watching this video, but seriously, your town needs a clean up. Your town just needs fucking bombing and then rebuilding. Just saying that right now. People call it the Vegas of the North, and I'm like, fuck off, right? Blackpool is not like Vegas. I mean, I know Vegas is fucking glitzy and brash and just in your face. I know Blackpool is as well, but Blackpool is the poor man's Vegas. Let's put it that way, okay? I.e., it's not Vegas, it's kind of like the cheap knockoff, essentially. So that's Blackpool, you know, that's a place you want to avoid, okay? But other parts of the UK that are nice to go to, like I say, parts of, you know, northern Lancashire, Silverdale, on the coast, things like that. The only thing with the coast is, you know, there are parts of it where the kind of long distance view might be spoilt a bit when, you know, for example, you're in Morecambe Bay, and from certain points of it, when you look across, you can see fucking Heysham nuclear power station off in the distance, but, well, what can you do? It's a nice area, you just got to ignore that view and all that. In fact, you know, there's other areas I can think of, other walks I've been on in various parts of Lancashire which are very nice. I think I mentioned also in my post-Christmas roundup for last year that, you know, apart from going to Silverdale, we also took a walk near the River Hodder, which is near the town of Clitheroe, or not far from it at least. It was a good one. There's more of an, you know, it's a more inland walk because you're getting there more over to East Lancashire and all that. Clitheroe's a nice place to go to. I've talked about Clitheroe before, always very lovely. And, you know, it's sort of very lovely town. It's one of those towns which is kind of post-industrial, but since obviously the decline of industry, some towns in the UK haven't done very well. They've just become very deprived, and there's not a lot going on in them. But Clitheroe is kind of one of the exceptions to the rule. Clitheroe is one that's kind of reinvented itself with lots of trendy bars and restaurants and things like that. Plenty of nice shops. It's got an old castle as a tourist attraction. Got plenty of stuff. What the fuck is this thing? Oh, it's a fucking priory. Good lord. I was sort of looking at that from a weird angle, and I was looking at it from this angle, and I was thinking, I have never seen a tower shaped like that before in So You're Being Hunted. Then I realised it's because I was looking at it perfectly dead on from the side. It's not. It's one of those ruined abbey walls, priory walls, whatever you want to call it. There we go. So yeah, those are all the good places. Nicky Nook, near the village of Scorton, which is, that can sometimes get a bit busy, because that's actually quite a common walking route in Lancashire, but it's nice. Nicky Nook is basically a hill. You go up to the trig point on top of it, and you get massive views out across Lancashire. It's nice. Of course, whether that's views out over the countryside in various directions, or whether that's towards the coast, where Heysham Power Station is located. Yes, that's the one problem with the area of Lancashire where I grew up. It's not far from friggin' Heysham. Well, I say not far. I mean, Heysham wasn't exactly close, but it wasn't too far away either. And of course, Heysham as a town in the northwest of England, most famous for being a port, but also for having one giant ass fucking set of 2 nuclear reactors near the port. These giant fucking concrete blocks that are massive, and you can see them from fucking miles away because they're that big. Yes. I remember actually, a lot of primary schools, just schools in general actually, around that area of the country, always used to do school trips where they would go to Heysham Power Station, because they actually used to do like school tours, things like that. Except for my year group, who never got to go there, unfortunately, which sucked. Instead, we just got to go to friggin' Myerscough Farm all the time. Man, the conversation in this episode is going in all kinds of directions. Originally, it was just about Storth. It was just going to be about that. But then I just sort of got onto all the walks, and now I've got onto fucking northwest of England, and now I'm just ranting about Heysham Nuclear Power Station for reasons. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, Heysham is also a port, like I say. And basically, it's not a major port. It's only a small one. But the services that use it essentially are ferry services between the Isle of Man and England and Northern and the Republic of Ireland. So it's like ferry services to places like the Isle of Man, to Belfast. I think there might be 1 or 2 that go to Dublin as well. So it's just a kind of a regional transit hub that runs ferry services across the Irish Sea and all that. Yes, well, there you go. There's that, ladies and gentlemen. It's not the only port, of course, in northwest England. There's Glasson Dock as well, which again is actually not too far from Lancaster, in the same way that Heysham is not too far from the city of Lancaster either. Glasson Dock I remember being a lot smaller, though. That's more of like a fishing port, I think. Is it more like a fishing port? I don't know. I remember, driving up around there a few times when I was younger, but I can't really remember it too well. All I remember is one kind of big sort of wharf area that sort of wraps around, and lots of fishing boats berth there. There might be bigger vessels, like maybe small ferries and things like that operate out of that port, but I'm not entirely sure. So yes, I hope you're learning something from this video, ladies and gentlemen, all about ports in the northwest of England, and about Storth as well. Yeah, good village, like I say. If you want to go for a walk in the Cumbria, maybe not as high as the lakes themselves, go to Storth, go to the ferry steps, lovely. Definitely recommend it to all you fine folks watching this here video. Oh god, getting gas from your tea. Flipping heck. Right, man. Maybe I should go back to... I want to go for when lockdown restrictions ease and I come up for my next visit back up to family in the northwest of England, I want to go back out into the city of Lancaster again. Even though Lancaster, there's not much to it. I don't know. It's a city where I grew up, and I just, it's one of the cities of my youth, in essence. So I just want to go and visit it again. Maybe Preston as well. Even though Preston is another kind of post-industrial city, like many of the ones that you have in northwest of England, and there's not much to it. Sometimes it's just, nice to go there. I mean, Preston does have the Harris Museum to it, right? you know, big museum and art gallery, and they do have, you know, some interesting stuff to it sometimes. Stuff to see, stuff to do, whatever else have you. But, you know, Lancaster obviously has the City Museum, you know, a place I haven't been for a long time, because I've only ever been to it once, and that was when I was a kid, was Lancaster Castle. Lancaster as a city is a bit more historical than Preston is. Preston is very much a kind of post-industrial city, where a lot of its kind of real history dates from like 19th century and afterwards. I mean, I know the city of Preston has been around for a long time, right? It has medieval history to it as well, but, you know, for the most part it is very much a post-industrial town, whereas Lancaster has a bit more kind of in the way of older history to it, I'd say. Not just to do with the castle, but, you know, to do things like Lancaster Assizes, the Pendle Witches, stuff like that. Sorry, just gulping down tea. Almost went down the wrong way just then, because I was talking and friggin' sipping at the same time like an idiot. Which is what you're not supposed to do, ladies and gentlemen. Oh! Hello there. What are you up to? You two gits. I want your fucking device piece. Get out of here. Take that. Have a bottle. Hey, stop it. Alright, fine. You want to play it like that, do ya? Oi. Got a fucking hatchet? Ooh, you bastard. That's it, you shoot your friend. That's the stuff. Get out of it. Get them both running. And you. Yep. Bonk. Oh. Try again. And now it's done, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to bother with the shotguns, because at the end of the day, this episode isn't going to go on for much longer. I'm just going to get these two device pieces, put them back at the standing stones, because I can, even though we're not doing the challenge anymore. Oh. There we go, I had to drink up my tea because it's getting a bit lukewarm. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, so, you know, actually, fuck it, I'm probably going to start wrapping up here. I've had a good chin wag there about various things, I do think. It's fine. So yeah, we'll go back to the standing stones, we'll deposit these two device pieces just because I can. Just because. And then we'll wrap the episode up. So, Wallace and Gromit challenge, unfortunately, failed. Too hard. I think if I was to repeat that one again, we might have to take away the restrictions on food, because that was very much the thing that undid me there and proved a bit too difficult. So yeah, well, hope you enjoyed it nonetheless, everybody, and hope you enjoyed just listening to me ramble about random shit in this in the remainder of this video. Facebook and Twitter links down below, along with a link to my propagandist channel for anyone interested. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you for another podcast style episode or challenge again soon, whatever it may be. Goodbye, everybody. Whoa. Yeah. Yes. Why does that not surprise me that you're not into climbing stairs to unbox? Okay, look at that. It's such impressive scenery, really, that Red 3 had. Okay, we've got Pokemans there, but I'm just wondering, is there a power-up somewhere we can pick up? Just get all those. Lots of gems, lots of... Oh, hello. I see you. Hang on, I want to look around first. It's possible that there's a frigging power-up somewhere. Yeah, he's still firing at me, Jesus. Wish he would stop shooting.
I'm thirsty! I'm thirsty!